everybody, Casey's Hero VII Tom here. We're downtown St. Ansgar this morning. We're outside of the St. Ansgar Heritage Museum. This is a museum set up by a group of volunteers here in St. Ansgar trying to preserve some of the artifacts and show the way of life of bygone years. They have just got done completing a move from their old location, was like 4 or 5 blocks down that way, to the building behind us. They're in the process, it's all organized up, and they're getting ready for the grand reopening. There's going to be 2 closed, invitation-only grand reopenings, mainly for businesses that helped out with the museum, donors and members. Then Saturday there will be a general, open to the general public, we'll say. I'll put that time and date down here. Again, this is a group of people, volunteers, who got together to try to preserve the ways of life and artifacts of years gone by. And it's really interesting inside. I've been asked to sit on the board, help out with stuff. I'm a little excited about that. Let's go inside, take a look around, get out of this cold, windy weather. Inside here we have a lot of different artifacts. A lot of these artifacts were donated or on loan from families in the area. So it's kind of interesting as you go through here to take a look at what was life like back in the bygone days. There's a lot of neat stuff here. Let's take a quick tour through. One to remember, when you come down here, these displays are on a rotation. So what you saw a while ago may not be here, it might be something different. So you always want to make sure you stop in and take a look around. This is something that a lot of people have probably never seen. A Montgomery Ward's or Sears and Roebuck catalog. Back when I was growing up, this was something that always came in the mail. You could order pretty much anything you needed from your house, even including your house, back in the 30s and 40s. They had kits that you would assemble or hire somebody to assemble. Now with the internet, both these stores are no longer around. A lot of old pictures of buildings around town, how it used to be. We get over here. Kind of an artist drawing of this place. Fire department, the old Smokey DeBeer. And over here is kind of like a military section. Local boy, Galen Kittleson. If you ever get a chance, read the book Raiders. He helped author it. It was about the early days of, it'd be the Special Forces as today, but this was the beginning of it, and how they did raids on Japanese POW camps in the Philippines. Very interesting read, and it actually happened. Kitchen items, old stove. Like I said, there is a lot of neat stuff in here. We'll spin around here. Here's something interesting. Probably scared the daylights out of a lot of people right now. The old barber chair and the equipment they use. More of the dentists. Their equipment, I ain't gonna dig through their teeth, scare me. We have the old barber chair along with other implements used for cutting hair. Telephone, sewing machine. Up here, see if we can get up. There's a lot of information, artifacts of the railroad. There was a pretty busy line of railroad line that went through St. Ansgar, freight and passenger. Some of the teletype boxes and keys, safety equipment, flags. The whip and the V up there was used to grab mail bags, if I remember right. Lanterns. Over here's some of the newspapers. The old California job case, along with the type. They had to actually spell the words out, and it was always backwards. I took a class in high school, offset printing class. It was quite interesting. It's probably one of the reasons I can read stuff in a mirror, because that's one way you could check if you had the type in right as you ran to the bathroom and held it up, and if you could read it, you were fine. So, like I said, there's a lot of stuff. We're doing the second passer up high above the fighting equipment in the military. Different articles of clothing. St. Ansgar Opera House. Old radio in there. May have to take a look at that a little closer here later on. That clock has a very loud click click. It is slightly raining outside. I thought we had a water leak when I first came in. See a 1900 down here, June 1900, and June 1905 up here. But once we get over here to the second, get a little more laid out. But again, you could spend hours down here just paging through. Looks like we got 32 on forward. Nope, we'll make that 31. 31 on forward. Looks like the last set here is from class of 71. Another collection of yearbooks. And they are working on scanning a lot of these pictures, digitizing them and putting them on DVDs to be displayed throughout the day when the museum's open. The old scoreboard, some more artwork of St. Ansgar. Here we got some old photos of around the area in St. Ansgar. The big events that happened in the newspaper. You know, a lot of like this, just somebody had a sense of mind to go down the main drag and take pictures of all the businesses every once in a while just to show what it was like back then. You could spend a lot of time down here just kind of cruising through all the artifacts, looking at the different pictures, yearbook, stuff like that. This is an interesting little corner. This is a nice display case they picked up. Right now it's got some quilts in there made locally. If your family has any artifacts that you'd like to bring down and display, they are making up a calendar to have different people display stuff inside here so you would be protected from prying fingers. Something to think about. If there's something your family's proud of and want to share it, contact the museum. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff on display here, and like I mentioned earlier, this is on a rotation where displays are updated, changed often, so make sure you stop down a lot. I didn't take you downstairs. Downstairs is mainly where we store stuff, and it is a lot of neat stuff down there. I can't wait till they bring up some of that. We were down there one day looking at it, and there was a piece of equipment that nobody quite sure what it was, and I recognized it as a process camera used like in a print shop, where if you want to enlarge or reduce a picture or some artwork, you actually had a movable stage where you put the picture on. There was an like the old process camera that had the bellows on it between the lens and the film plane. And depending if you want to enlarge or reduce it, you would adjust the distance between the stage and the lens and the film plane. I was quite impressed by it. It was still looked like it was still in working order, and it was, can't wait to see that come up here. But like I said, if you're in the area, stop down. The hours are open, cruise around. If you enjoy it, make a little donation or join, become a member. I'm going to keep looking around downstairs. 7th year, everybody. Springtime's here. Hope to see you down here at the museum. Be sure to tell your friends, neighbors, other hams. Subscribe, hit that bell to get notification when new videos come out. Add comments below. 7th year, everybody. Intro, take 2 maybe. Come on, up, 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 down, down. You're not behaving. You're not behaving. Come on, up, up.